The town of Mason Pines slept quietly under a blanket of humid southern darkness. Neon signs flickered in isolation along the highway, and bugs danced in the yellow glow of the gas station canopy. It was the kind of place where everyone knew everyone, or thought they did. Tasha Daniels, 32, stood behind the register of the Pump and Go gas station. Her eyes scanned the lot through dusty windows. Dressed in a worn brown jumpsuit with her hair pulled back, she looked like any other tired night shift worker. Unassuming, quiet, alone. But inside, she was something else entirely. She checked the time. 11:48 p.m. The coffee machine gurgled behind her. Outside, a black Dodge Charger pulled up, lights off. Four men stepped out, their silhouettes stretched long under the lights. Tasha's gaze sharpened. The door's bell rang as the men entered. Ray, the biggest, led them in. A grizzled man with a scar under his eye. Behind him, Bo, Slick, and Duke, all clad in black leather, hands in pockets, eyes scanning like sharks. Ray grinned. "Well, look what we got here. You working alone, sweetheart?" Tasha didn't flinch. "Anything I can help you with?" Bo leaned on the counter, far too close. "Maybe you can start with that pretty smile. What's a girl like you doing out here, all by her lonesome?" They circled her. One grabbed a bag of chips, crushed it in his hand, then tossed it across the store. Tasha said nothing. "Not yet." Slick stepped in close. "We're just having some fun. Don't get all jumpy." "Please respect the store," Tasha replied, her voice steady, eyes like steel. Ray chuckled. "Respect? You think you can talk to us like that?" Duke pulled out his phone. Started filming. "Look at her. Too proud for a little fun." Then Ray reached over the counter. His hand gripped her wrist. And that's when everything changed. Tasha moved like lightning, her left hand twisting, his arm behind his back, the other slamming down on a pressure point behind the elbow. Ray yelped, collapsing. Bo rushed forward, swinging a bottle. She ducked, elbowed him in the ribs, and he crumbled. Slick tried to grab her. She pivoted and drove her heel into his knee. 3 down. Duke backed away, hands up. Yo, I didn't mean nothing," Tasha glared. "Then get out." Duke ran. The security camera blinked red in the corner. Inside the break room, Tasha sat alone, breathing deep. A small locker door swung open, revealing an old photograph. Her in uniform. Army combat instructor, Camp Pendleton. Underneath, MMA medals. Gold. Silver. Blood earned. The night still clung to her shoulders. She wasn't afraid, just tired. Police sirens pierced the silence. 2 officers entered, Deputy Hall and Officer Keene. "We got a call," Hall began. "You attacked 4 men?" Tasha handed over the footage. They watched, eyes widening. "She didn't attack," Keene muttered. "She defended." Hall nodded. "You trained?" Tasha just said, "Army, MMA champion, retired." The officers exchanged glances. Keene chuckled nervously. "Remind me never to shoplift here." By morning, the surveillance footage had leaked. A local news anchor's voice played over looping CCTV. One woman, unarmed, defended herself against 4 gang-affiliated men in a late-night incident at Pump and Go. Clips of the takedown went. Viral. People tweeted, "She's a real-life superhero." This is why you don't mess with a calm woman. She's trained. At the station, Tasha kept her head low. Customers were now strangers who recognized her. Phones peeked over chip racks. One young girl whispered, "That's her, Mama." The store owner, Mr. Patel, returned from vacation and watched the footage with wide eyes. "Tasha, you never told me." Tasha only smiled. "Didn't think it mattered." He nodded. "You're not just an employee anymore. You're a protector." That night, Tasha sat on her porch, sipping tea under the stars. A voice called from behind. Maya, her neighbor. "I saw the news. You really did all that?" Tasha smiled faintly. "Did what I had to." Maya hesitated. "I didn't know you were in the military." Tasha exhaled. "I don't talk about it much. Iraq, Afghanistan, came back with medals and nightmares. Flashback, desert heat. Tasha in full gear, saving fellow soldiers in hand-to-hand combat, fighting in a ring after her discharge, fists bloodied but proud. Back to present, Maya placed a hand on hers. "You're brave, Tasha, but even warriors need rest." Tasha nodded. The scars weren't always on the skin, but not everyone was supportive. Local gang leader Rico "Flame" Mendoza, older brother of one of the men Tasha hospitalized, watched the footage on loop. "She embarrassed us," he growled. Flame gathered his crew. "She thinks she's safe in that glass box. We'll show her what it means to cross the line." Meanwhile, news trucks camped outside the gas station. Tasha kept working, avoiding interviews. Online hate began to mix with the praise. She used excessive force. "She's dangerous. What if she snaps again?" Tasha's calm began to shake. 2:37 a.m. Tasha's home, a modest one-story on the edge of town, lit up in red and orange. Her car was on fire. She raced outside in slippers, the heat blistering. Neighbors called 911. Smoke rolled into the night sky like a warning. Investigators found accelerant residue. Tasha watched the flames devour her old Honda. Her only way to work. The smell of burning rubber clung to her skin long after the fire trucks left. Maya hugged her. "You're not safe here anymore." But Tasha's eyes steeled. "I've never backed down. I'm not starting now." The next day, a letter arrived. No return address. Inside, a folded photo of her from the night of the fight, and a handwritten note. "You got lucky once. We're coming back." Tasha stood still, letting the paper flutter to the ground. She picked up her phone and dialed. "Detective Ramirez? It's Tasha. I need a favor." Tasha cleared her living room, furniture pushed aside, old pads, gloves, and mats unrolled. A heavy bag hung from the ceiling beam. Training resumed. Elbow strikes. Clinch control. Defense drills. Sweat poured. Bruised knuckles. Gritted teeth. Flashbacks merged with the present. Combat drills in Army boot camp. Sparring in underground MMA rings, her mentor yelling, "A real fighter never picks the fight. She just ends it." Each movement was a statement. "I'm not just ready. I've always been ready." Using a burner phone, Tasha sent a message to Rico's crew through an anonymous tip line. "She's working the gas station alone Friday night. No cops, just her." The bait was set. Detective Ramirez and the sheriff's department were briefed. Officers in plain clothes positioned themselves across the street. A drone hovered nearby, silent. Tasha worked her shift like normal, but her eyes never left the door. At 11:03 p.m., a black SUV pulled up. 4 masked men stormed in. Rico was last. Tasha's body moved before her mind caught up. Roundhouse to the jaw, sweep to the legs, elbow crack across the temple. Glass shattered. Chips flew. Blood splattered. One man pulled a knife. She disarmed him, twisted his wrist until the blade clattered. Outside, officers flooded in. Rico made it to the parking lot, but was tackled mid-sprint by Officer Keene. "You picked the wrong one, Rico," Keene growled. Rico hissed. "She ain't just a clerk, is she?" Tasha walked up. Calm, collected. "No," she said. "I'm a champion." The footage made national headlines. Veteran MMA fighter dismantles gang attack. Again. Talk shows called her a real-life Wonder Woman. A film studio called her for rights. One senator offered her a public medal of bravery. But Tasha stayed in Mason Pines, still working, still quiet. Only difference? The world finally saw her. Mr. Patel promoted her to store manager. The town held a self-defense seminar led by Tasha. Mothers, daughters, grandmothers came. Even the sheriff. At the end, a teenage girl approached her. "Miss Tasha, can you teach me to fight like you?" Tasha smiled. "I'll teach you to stand like you. That's where it starts." One night, Tasha sat at the register. The station was empty again. She reached under the counter and pulled out her dog tags. Ran her fingers over the faded engraving. Daniels, T, U.S. Army. Blood type. Her eyes watered. She whispered, "I miss you, Sergeant." Then she looked up. Back straight. "You'd be proud." 6 months later, Mason Pines had changed. Crime rate dropped. Tasha's self-defense classes expanded into a full gym. Kids from nearby towns came to train. The gas station turned into a community landmark, a mural of Tasha painted on the side of E. The building showed her mid-strike, focused, fierce. Underneath, in big, bold letters, strength, calm, power. A little boy walked past the mural with his mom. "Mommy, who's that?" "That," the mom smiled, "is why this town is safer. Now." Tasha stood across the street, sipping her coffee. She smiled.